Welcome back to another Orange Aces YouTube video. I'm bringing you live into this one at ante 19. Yes, that's right. We're starting at ante 19 in this video. We have $1,500 in the bank. We have the Wombo combo, the Mime, the Baron, double blueprint, and brainstorm. It literally can't get better than this. The only thing that could help us is going to be an ectoplasm to get another Joker slot. And we could then consider a burglar, and then we'd have to roll down for the serpent. I will show you quickly what vouchers I have. I do have retcon, so I can roll for the serpent. So pretty much we're alive until ante 24, and then the final boss on the eight round basis antes might kill me. So we have at least 5 antes together. What else can I show you? My deck is perfectly pared down to kings with red seals, some being gold, some being silver. Ideally, I would like to get an ectoplasm into a DNA to keep me alive for a few rounds. And then I would like to build my deck up so I can then burglar and serpent my way to potentially a Nan Imp, which this has the potential. Obviously, it's not there yet. But we're here. So thank you for coming to the video today. I really appreciate it. I had just got some double tags for some vouchers, and then I put this game on pause. I slept, and now we are back at it, and I'm going to try and do the best I can. To everyone new to the channel, I really appreciate you. We have about 600 returning viewers. So out of those 600, I'm assuming only 270 of you are subscribed. So if you could leave a subscription, that would mean the world to me. Okay, there's really nothing I need here until we get an ectoplasm. So I do have to remember at what point we were at. So I'm just going to start by playing this just to see how far my scoring is along. I'm not sure exactly where I was. So I double copied the Baron and then copied the Mime one time. We have a few steel in our hand and a few gold, so it's not the optimal thing, but it looks like we are well above the scoring requirements right now at about E42. That's with 4 steel, so I don't necessarily need to have 4 steel in my hand. For some of you who like to ask in the comment section why I move around my jokers, I'll explain it right now for you. There's 2 situations in the game when the game looks at where the jokers are. Okay, there's the scoring situation, which is why I have it like this, and then there's the post scoring situation, which is where things like blue seals, gold cards, anything held in hand, any triggers that happen after scoring happen. So you can manipulate the game where this would be my scoring situation. The game then does the scoring sequence, and as long as you switch the jokers to where you want them before the post scoring sequence, it will recapture what the jokers look like, and now it's going to be full copying the Mime so I can get all the benefits of all the gold cards in my hand. So a little tidbit of information there for you. Only reason I would open a jump or a Spectre Celestial pack is to get a Pluto card. We can re-roll a few times, of course, you know, for the odd chance of a negative card. And because re-rolls are so cheap, we might as well re-roll a few times. Temperance is only giving me $14 right now. I could consider starting to convert more gold into steel, so I could grab a death or 2. It's not really a big importance for me right now, but we might as well have the tarot cards at our disposal. Getting some hermits here to make up some money. Okay, and we'll stop here. So we move on to the next round. I make sure I'm copying properly. We only needed 4 steel, so let's go ahead and try to only have 3 steel so we can maximize our money. This is only 2 steel. We'll see if this is enough. It probably is. It's probably just a little closer than I want it to be, but it's probably close enough. So if we think about it now, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4 extra copies on a gold card, plus its initial, plus its red seal. So I'm getting 6 copies of $3. So each gold card in my hand is $18. And that is why I have so much money in the bank, and that's why it's important to move the Baron so I can get 3 extra copies of the mime. And as you can see, I just gained like $160 there, which is pretty awesome. So we're looking for an ectoplasm right now, and then we would have to roll pretty hard into a DNA. Pretty much what we're going for. That's unfortunate. I don't need any of you. We have Omen Globe now. We can get them in Arcana packs. So we will roll a few times again. Like I said, the odd chance we could get like a negative DNA or something else that actually helps us. There is possibilities of that, and because the rerolls are so cheap right now, I might as well go ahead and reroll a few times. Typically I like to do it to about $15, because then I know I'm still staying above where I ended. So the first hand is drawn face down, so I'm not really gonna screw with it. I'm just gonna go ahead and play the king. I don't really care how many are in there and how many aren't. A mail-in rebate would make me an astronomical amount of money. Again, I do not have room for it. I'm 100% not willing to get a blueprint or a brainstorm right now. I need those in my deck to potentially get to where I need to go. So e to the 39, it looks like we probably had about 2 steel in our hand. There's 1 right here, there's 2. Yeah, exactly. So we're doing just fine. We should be past the next ante as well. Again, this is not with full steel. We'll buy liquidation. Let's go ahead and check what our blind is. 0 discards is okay. E37, we're fine. We're on ante 19 here. Again, we did take the petroglyph, so we were on ante 19, but then we dropped down 1 because I wanted more time. There's a negative flower pot. That's a pretty cool one. I haven't seen that one naturally before. Again, we don't need it, so we're not going to take it. Technically, it gets rid of a joker in the joker pool, so I probably should have taken it. And that sucks. That really sucks. I can't. I wish I had a ectoplasm. We would have been set up for life. But I just can't take it right now, unfortunately. Hopefully it comes back to me. Go next. If only it was negative. That would have been even better. This is the perfect setup here. So we'll go next. This should get me E39. Switch the Baron back, and we're okay. I mean, this is only with 2 steel, so I can get up to 6 more steel in my hand and score a lot higher. So that's probably what I'll have to do for the next ante, but more than anything, I need to just get these shops, get an Arcana pack, get an ectoplasm, get a DNA, because I just need to fill up my deck with more red steel kings. Red seal steel. That is the most important thing. Now, unfortunately, again, I'm not getting any Arcana packs or Spectral packs, so I might entertain a skip as well. Let's see if there is any. Rerolls boss blind, we don't need that. So we will just re-roll a few times in hopes that we get very, very lucky and we get a negative joker that we want. There's no harm in doing this because re-rolls are so cheap for the time being. We're still making money. And $15, we'll go next round. Playing it very slow and calculated just so we can potentially make this my best run ever. That's kind of the goal. It definitely has the potential to get there with the tech that I want to employ. However, we're not getting the jokers that we need yet. One thing that might be better is getting rid of a blueprint for a burglar and just re-rolling for serpents constantly. It would be good for money farming. The only problem with that is we're not going to pass ante 24. So every multiple of 8 for antes, your boss blind is going to be, I'll show you here, it is going to be one of like the hard bosses. Here, let's go ahead and go into the collection and then in blind. So every 8th round, it's going to be one of these bosses, one of the actual final bosses, right? Every other blind, it'll be one of these, and you can switch it up. but it will be the amber acorn, the verdant leaf, the violet vessel, crimson heart, or the cerulean ball. So we need to be powerful enough to get past that in order to have another 8 anti-buffer. So that's kind of where we either have to beat Nan Imph or get our high score before then and we're screwed, or we just have to live with it and we have to get strong enough so that we can beat it without having to do the serpent. Let's go ahead and see what we can find. Honestly, if we grabbed a burglar, I might be inclined to try it out, but I think we still have 3 more antes. I think I'm confident enough that we can do this. We have good money, so it's gonna be okay. Now, one thing that I probably should be doing here is, no, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say I probably should be trying to play multiple hands for money. However, this is at the end of the round, so it doesn't work that way. I do need to play it like this. Make sure I move my Baron. Don't want to make that mistake. So again, we're getting 18 times 1, or times 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we're getting over $100 every round, which is nice. When you're doing the serpent rerolls, and I'll show you all this if you don't understand what I'm saying, it takes on average like 200 to 250. As you can see, 1 extra king got me to E40. So now this next ante, I do have to get more steel kings. And I'm hoping, which I did not get, that I would have got an ectoplasm. That would have really, really helped. Unfortunate for me, I do not get that. Money tree is good though. It allows me basically a guaranteed amount of money at the end, so that is nice. Can re-roll a few times. I mean, if we got a negative DNA, this run would be just the absolute nuts. But the amount of luck involved that would have to take would be insane. So what do I need now? E43. So I believe 1 king added about 2 E's. So we could probably try and get away with maybe half and half, something like this, while I play a gold card. So I know I have 4 kings in my hand here. We have a few hands to figure this out, and we have enough cards in the deck to also figure it out, so I'm not too worried about it. But we'll be okay. So this is 4 steel kings. It might be an E40 again. E42. Okay, so now we know we need at least 5 steel kings in our hand. So this, when copied properly, should win. Well, let's go ahead and find out. Wow. Okay, not amazing news here. We're gonna need 6 steel kings. I might not be copying properly. Retrigger are all card held in hands abilities, so we might want an extra copy on the mime here because we're doing more steel. So it might be better to do 3 on mime and 2 on the Baron. We can test that out next hand. But this should get us over the hump here. Yeah. Unfortunately, though, we're not making that much money anymore. We only afford to have 2 gold cards in our hand. That's why it's important to get an ectoplasm. Give it to me, please. Familiar is not what I need. I also would like just an antimatter. I don't even have the blank voucher. I have a lot of good vouchers like Retcon, Overstock Plus, Omen Globe, but I don't even have a blank voucher, which is quite problematic, to be honest. So let's go next. We will scroll through a few shops just in case we got extremely lucky. That would be just the tip of the iceberg. Negative splash. That one's pretty cool. Doesn't do anything for me, but I will grab it this time because it does take another joker out of the pool, albeit only one out of 151 jokers, but that it is what it is. I do not want to roll too much, and I'm also going to try and copy like this instead. So let's go ahead and do it with one less steel king and see if this is the way to go, because we have mostly steel. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but it re-triggers all of the card held in hand's abilities, so it'll re-trigger this red seal and the steel card, so it might be better. I'm not exactly sure. It also just might be the exact same. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that was better at all. So if I remember correctly, we can only have 2 gold cards in hand, and this should win. It should be close. We might have to play a second hand here. Okay, no, it got me 8.8 E44. So that being said, we're okay with the last ante as well. And then we're gonna have to start skipping to the boss and doing serpent tech in order to get past things. So we're not dead yet. If you thought we were dead, we are not. Unfortunately, I would like some more money. We are struggling. We're on the struggle bus for money right now. We will get some. So let's go ahead and try this out now. I'll show you what I'm talking about. We will re-roll the boss here until we hit the serpent. It takes on average $200. Obviously you can get luckier than that, but about $200. So look for at about 1,800 for us to hit it. 210, 220, 230, 240, 250. So at that time it took $215. But now we're gonna see how much money we can make on this one. So what I'm going to do is not copy anything and play all of my steel cards. Now the reason I'm doing this, it's gonna be a very long hand, and that's just the unfortunate way that these things go. The reason I'm doing this is because it gains me 3 more cards every time. So I'm going to play 3 hands and then discard 4 times. We're gonna have 1 monster hand. It's gonna be our high score for the run. But this is kind of the idea with the burglar. You would just play a whole bunch of bad hands, and the reason I'm not copying anything is because I don't want it to win. I actually want to get just more kings in my deck because I'm money farming. So we had $2,000 about, and now we're gonna discard as many steel as possible. So we have 23 cards in hand. We can copy how we would like, right? So we're gonna go ahead and play a steel card here, and this is gonna be way more than enough kings than we would ever need, right? We're gonna play it. Now we're gonna shuffle it back over. We're gonna see how much money we make. If we get back to the $2,000 range, then we're okay. We can just do this and money farm until we get that ectoplasm. If it doesn't, then we're kind of in the diminishing returns era, where we're only gonna have a few more tries at this before we just run out of money completely. But this is gonna be an astronomical score. We're already at E60, okay? Just so you know. We're already at E70 now. If you didn't know how to calculate that, it's basically doubling this. So our score is already higher than that, and it hasn't even squared itself yet. E102. This is officially my newest high score. Let's go. E102. That's absolutely insane. I'm so happy that I decided to record this. I have never gotten to 102. But we're gonna see how much money we make, because that is the most important part. And we're okay. we're back over $2,000. So that is how we're going to play until ante 24. And unfortunately, that's the only way we can play. So we need an ectoplasm like now. We'll grab the telescope just so I can get some more levels on Pluto. And we need an ectoplasm right now. We did not get it, which is unfortunate. We will roll a few times, maybe down to 2,000 again. Mail-in rebate would be good. I wish it was negative. Again. We go next. So we cannot get to E51 with this current setup. We just can't. We need an ectoplasm and we need it now. So we only have a few more chances here. We're gonna have to re-roll the boss blind again, which is unfortunate, but that's what we're gonna have to do. So let's count how many times it's gonna take this time. On average, last time was 250. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it only took 170 that time. So as you can see, the average is now down to like 220. So I believe on average it's around $200 to $250 in between there. So we need E51. We just got E102. And we're going to do the same exact thing. So unfortunately, this is going to be another long round for us. But this is just showing you some manipulation in the game where you can get really, really high scores. Now, at this point in the run, I might be inclined to take a burglar on ante 23. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I want to get my highest score ever, and I don't think this run is going to take me to infinity the way it's shaping up. Unless I get an ectoplasm, then I'm willing to spend a lot of money down and try it out. If I get an ectoplasm and then get a burglar, we're not going to have enough cards in our deck. That's why we needed the DNA, and it's getting to be a little bit too late because, like I said, we need to naturally beat. Well, we just lost. No! I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to you. Hold on. I don't know if this works. I don't know if this works. Hopefully it's not playing the hand still. Oh my god, we're alive. Okay. Call me a scumbag, but I had to do that or the run was over. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Do this again. Everything's in the right order. We shuffle it back. We're looking to get back to $2,000. We can do this 2 more times. My goodness. Thank God for that game mechanic, or the run just would have been over right there. And that would have been a very, very sad moment for me. Gotta think quick. So now the problem with this is I can only get 5 more cards out of my deck. That's why we need a DNA to fill up my deck right away. And a DNA might save us from the boss as well because it adds more cards to my hand. And I'd be adding 4 cards every single time. We just got another new high score. Basically, because we had more steel in our hand, right? So this is awesome. Again, we're trying to get back to $2,000, so we can kind of just continue this cycle until we officially die. But we're at E104. This is insane. Like, I've never been happier to see a number because this is my new score, $2,100. So we profited that time from it, which is absolutely awesome. These don't help me at all. They don't help me at all, which really, really sucks. I need an ectoplasm. I just haven't been able to get it. I also haven't got the blank voucher. Like, I've just been super unlucky with this. Obviously this has been a very lucky run with how things have went, and it's my highest score ever, so I can't complain too much. But it's just those few extra things that you need all the time that don't necessarily pop up, and that's why this challenge is hard. That's why getting high scores isn't the easiest thing. It does rely on a lot of luck. It also does rely on making a lot of correct decisions at the correct time. So maybe in this next one here, we will go for my new high score again. We'll discard gold, depending on how long it takes for us to get there. So we're skipping, giving me $100, so that's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, $210. So again, we're right around that average, just like I was saying. So we're gonna discard gold this time, or play gold, because I want to see how high I can get my score with steel. We're even going to use the Fool and the Death because we're coming up to the end right now. Pretty much, if I don't get the cards that I want or the ectoplasm that I need, it's pretty much over at Ante 24. Like, we can carry out this tactic for a long time, except Ante 24 just kills us because the Serpent is not a possibility. And I feel like that's good information to know. Like, most people wouldn't know that. So every round of 8, you have to face those certain boss blinds, and it is what it is. It's a good mechanic because it makes people, like, I have to alter my ways just to beat that blind, but it's okay. So we're getting rid of gold this time, sacrificing money to get a brand new high score here. So let's go ahead and play a gold card even. It's probably best to play this blue seal actually, so I'll do that. It might trigger some of you. Actually, I'm going to get rid of 2 more gold cards because I just want a new high score at this point. So this is 100% going to be my new high score. I think playing a gold, I think steel is still higher value than the red seal here. So we're going to go ahead and play our hand. Still gonna move it back over so we can get the extra money, and this should be, well, it is gonna be our new high score, but this should be an astronomical number, like absolutely insane. So we still have Ante 23 and Ante 24. In Ante 24, we need the DNA or it's just over. We would have to find an ectoplasm, roll all of our money down, and just get it there then and there, or it's over. We would also have to have enough money to re-roll for the Serpent, or it's over. So there's many factors in here still that are problematic. But this is going to be the highest score I have ever got. So let's go. Thank you for this journey. E119 is my official high score ever. That's absolutely insane. I'm very happy about it. We almost made it back to $2,000 even, so I'm not too worried. We got these Plutos to use. Let's go ahead and use them. Even though we're at high card level 50, we don't really see the most return on our investment there. It doesn't really matter. That is what we got for our foil tag. Give me an ectoplasm. Oh, dang, man. Unfortunate. Not sure what I would be looking in the standard pack for, to be honest. Let's reroll a few times here. Unfortunately, Luchador does nothing for me. There's the burglar. However, all it's going to get me is an extra 5 cards right now because we're already using up all of our cards. So the DNA has to come first. The DNA just has to come first, so there's no point in even grabbing the burglar, which does suck. Go ahead and reroll a few more times just in case we got lucky. The negative DNA, we would be crying. This would be the best thing. Okay, we go next. We're gonna get $40 and another foil tag. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There you go. Right around the same number again. Easy. So this time we are going to go for more gold cards again, because we already got the high score, and I'm going to need all of the money possible to roll down here. So we're going to do it with the gold cards right now. Fortunately, this is a bad hand to start with, where we have majority steel, but we'll get more gold for sure. Probably not going to get back to that 2,000 mark. It will be close. But this realistically is our last ante, and I'll show you what I mean after the fact here. Play one more steel card. We have 4 discards. A negative Mary Andy would have been awesome. Again, I only have 35 cards in the deck, so this is why you need that DNA to beef up your deck more. I had a DNA earlier in the run before you saw it. However, I had to get rid of it because I got this second blueprint from a showman, or it was from an invisible joker, so I needed to do that instead. So let's go ahead and position correctly here, and let's play it, and we will shuffle the Baron back over to get the most money possible, and this will score around E100 again. I'm pretty certain about it. As you can see, to win this right now, we need to win E68, which is absolutely crazy. But yeah, we're just gonna pray for an ectoplasm, and then we're gonna have to get super lucky with the DNA, and that's gonna be the only possible way we get past this next round, and I don't even know if that's gonna be enough. I'm not even sure. Go ahead, we got 108. Go ahead and see how much money we get. I wish I could use these consumables right now. I understand why I can't. Too much going on. The game's calculating obviously all of the post-game interaction. So this is that post-game sequence where I'm making all the money. And we got pretty dang close to 2,000 again. So that's awesome. This is definitely the most money I've ever had in a run as well. And you know what? We did not get an ectoplasm. So I believe this run is just dead. Unless I find a negative DNA, and I don't even think I'm going to get there with a negative DNA, to be honest with you. So it's probably just over. So we will re-roll as much as we possibly can. I guess we might as well grab these tarot cards so they don't fill up the shop. We'll re-roll as much as we possibly can. We'll grab the death. We'll use up the temperances. This might take a little bit here. Also interested in a chariot. Okay. So we got our tarots figured out. Now we're just looking for a negative DNA, and there's just really nothing else I can do. I mean, sure, I'll grab the Pluto that's inside here, but it's just not going to do anything. Negative DNA, please. Once you get into the higher rerolls, your money goes fast. I will keep like $200 in here just to show you that you can't reroll into the serpent on E20 or on Ante 24. So this is typically, I mean, I've passed it in the past with my other runs that got to like E90, but that's because I was scoring it without the serpent technology. How much is this steel joker worth? Only times 5. So each reroll is 50 bucks right now. Troubadour's not gonna do it. It would have been nice if it was negative. There's a negative. We'll grab it just for fun. Few more rerolls in us. Don't think it's happening, team. Is going to be the end of this legendary run, my high score run. I'm happy with it. We'll reroll one more time. One more. Okay. So I'm only keeping this money just to proof of concept. As you can see, it's only shuffling through those other boss blinds that I showed you. So ideally, this is probably the best one because it only adds an extra E. So we'll skip. We could get an ectoplasm here. It wouldn't matter though, unfortunately. Go next. Our hand size is capped. Go ahead and convert everything we can into steel. This is the best possible thing we can play right now. And it's gonna be it. This is the best we can do. As you can see, this hand will not win. It won't even get close. It'll get to maybe E50. Maybe not. Unfortunately, we didn't get an ecto. That was really the only thing that was stopping us from taking this run to the very, very, very promised land, E47. Just go ahead and keep playing while I do these last few hands and keep talking. If we had got the DNA, we would be able to fill up our deck more. And then when we would do the Serpent Tech, we could do a whole bunch of hands. And we could get our hand to, you know, potentially in the 60s or 70s. And that would have allowed us to get to infinity on the plasma deck. But it doesn't always work out that way. There's many ways to get to infinity. You got Perkio Observatory, you got Perkio Cryptid, you got Baron, Burglar. I think there's a few other ways as well. But this is going to be the last hand. So thank you all so much for watching. This is my high score gameplay. This is the best that I have ever done on this game. I used some new technology in this video. So if you enjoyed that and if you learned something, please go ahead, hit the like button, leave a comment, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'd appreciate you a lot if you did that. This is gonna be it. I can't get to E78. I am so far away. As you can see though, new high score. 5.046 E to the 119. Absolutely insane. It's also, I believe, the most money I've had. Here is the seed. It's also proved that it is a non-seeded run. This is the only things I do. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a good day. Take care. Leave a subscription if you haven't, okay? There's like 800 of you that watch my videos and don't subscribe. Please leave me a subscription. It would help me out a lot, okay? It really would. Thank you so much. Take care. Goodbye.